Dr. Verma, do you want to finish answering your question, please?
Absolutely. So I just want to talk a little bit about telehealth care, which is an important way to improve access for people, including people in abusive relationships. We have data showing that for people that are in these abusive relationships, telehealth is a critical tool that helps them get the care that they need. And actually, when we're doing telehealth, we have very strict screening processes. And so if there are signs of an ectopic pregnancy, we would connect them with further care. If we're unsure or they're unsure about their last menstrual period, we would recommend an ultrasound. And I really want to highlight here what's limiting people's ability to get that additional care is abortion bans and restrictions. That is why we are seeing these cases, because patients can't get that follow-up care in their communities. They're scared to go to the hospital if they need to because of fear of being criminalized. But that's what's making the care unsafe. We actually have very strict processes that guide our telehealth care, just like our in-person care.
Thank you very much for that response. One talking point that we're hearing a lot from anti-choice extremists has to do with the word coercion, that current regulations allowing telemedicine prescribing and dispensing somehow empower abusers, as opposed to empowering, say, the hundreds of thousands of women who seek out care that way every year. So, Dr. Verma, which is the problem in this scenario? Is it the availability of a safe and effective drug for abortion care, or is it people who abuse or coerce women?
Thank you for that question. I oppose reproductive coercion and abuse in any form. Any type of reproductive coercion is wrong and is something I've spent a lot of my career fighting against. I screen my patients. I find real solutions to support them. We know that abortion care and telehealth care actually helps protect people. Having all of their options helps protect people. We've seen in the data that for people that are in abusive relationships that are denied needed abortions, they're more likely to stay in those abusive relationships and put themselves and their families and children at risk. What we need here is real solutions to support people in these relationships and people that are being coerced. Restricting care further is not a real solution. It is a distraction.
Thank you for that response. And I just have to say, I'm really tired of Republicans pretending they care about protecting women when all they mean is taking away women's ability to make decisions about their own bodies. If they really cared about protecting women, they'd care about the fact that this administration refused to release the Epstein files without an act of Congress, or they wouldn't cut grants for crime victim services for survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. They'd actually care about the fact that this administration has elevated people who shield alleged sex traffickers like Andrew Tate, and they certainly wouldn't be trying to force rape victims to stay pregnant no matter what. So coercion is a matter of discussion here. I have a question for you, Dr. Weber-Nurse. Anti-abortion groups have shown time and again they're going to try anything to rip away access to medication abortion, including, actually in recent years, pushing this absurd lie that mifepristone is somehow, quote, poisoning our water supply. They absurdly claim that when people self-manage abortions at home, they're somehow contaminating the environment. This is crazy. The head of policy for the anti-abortion group Students for Life told Politico last year, and I'm going to quote, "People need to understand they are likely drinking other people's abortions." Dr. Weber-Nurse, do you agree that that's the case?
No, thank you for the question, Senator Murray, although I do take exception with the way you're characterizing pro-life groups. But if I can finish, I don't really feel qualified to speak on this issue because I do think that there are other products that are disposed of in wastewater. Miscarriages are, menstrual hygiene products are. I do think that it is highly problematic that a woman who receives an abortion drug goes back and delivers her baby in the toilet, in her dorm room, on the floor of the shower, wherever it is.
I'm almost out of
That's
time. Let me
problematic.
just tell you, that is insane. That comment is insane. We all know that the push to use environmental laws to rip away mifepristone is not about the environment. The head of policy for Students for Life literally described it as, quote, using the devil's own tools against them. People need to understand that right now, anti-abortion groups are pushing invasive and dehumanizing laws to block women in states where abortion is legal. from getting the care in the privacy of their own home. Republicans need to stop this, and I am just appalled that this is where they are going. Thank you.
Senator